This?
Yeah.
Nothing.
159.
I put up in that box of email stuff, that ingredient I had in the back of your truck, I didn't know what.
I don't know, I guess,
Throw away.
I don't think so. Okay. It's like a small gun.
There you go.
Thank you.
I'll take it home and taste it. I don't know what it is.
I've written all over.
No, it's not.
They keep it. All right, thanks.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay. All right, it's 2 o'clock. I'm gonna call the meeting to order. Roll call, Brian?
Here.
Smith is present and Simpson is absent. She may be coming late.
Okay.
I'm gonna move right on to budget sheets. Should have them in front of you, Brian. These are all the outside agencies. Let's see here. First one is Ossipee Concerned Citizens. It's level funded at $35,000, no change. I make a motion to approve this.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Just for the public, all these packets have been reviewed and been vetted to ensure legal compliance and compliance with our agency application process. Next one is OCC Daycare. It's level funded at $7,000. Make a motion to approve it.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
We didn't get Central VNA Hospice.
We didn't get it.
Okay, so we're gonna skip over them. They're normally here every year, but they didn't.
They went through some consolidation last year or two. They were Granite and now they're Central, or
Okay,
vice versa,
so-
so I don't know.
All right. Northern Human Services, another regular one, level funded at $44.25. Make a motion to approve that.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Next one is Tri-County Cap. They are a regular every year, level funded at $98.37. Make a motion to approve that.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Next one is Life Ministry Food Pantries. They reduced it down to $6,000 from $8,000.
Which, can I speak?
Yep.
That's consistent with their prior requests.
Mhm.
That got voted up on the floor last year, if you.
Right, so I'm gonna leave it at the $6,000. If they wanna vote that up, they can. Make a motion to approve Life Ministries Food Pantry at $6,000 as requested.
A second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
White Mountain Community Health has a slight increase of $405 from the previous year. The new total is $5,185, and they justify it in their package here with their service to Ossipee residents. Make a motion to approve that.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Ossipee Children's Fund, they are regular, level funded at $22,000. Make a motion to approve that.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Starting Point, they have a slight increase. They justified in their package when I reviewed it. They are up $970 to a new amount of $10,957. Make a motion to approve it.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Ossipee Historical Society, they are $4,000, same as last year, no increase. Make a motion to approve it.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Kingswood Youth Center, $5,000, same as last year, no increase. Make a motion to approve it.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Caregivers of Southern Carroll County, $2,500, same as last year. Make a motion to approve it.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Freedom Food Pantry at $8,000, same as last year. Make a motion to approve it.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And 68 Hours of Hunger, they received $10,000 last year. They're asking for $10,000 this year. Make a motion to approve it.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Children's Unlimited, let's see. They asked for $3,000 last year. They're looking for $3,000 this year. Level funded. Make a motion to approve it.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Way Station received $2,000 last year through petition warrant article. The selectmen chose to fund it. They're asking for 10,000 this year, which is a 400% increase. I'm not voting to fund that. Pretty much every other agency here is level funded except for a few small increases. To go up 400% in 1 year, I can't support that. I don't know if you have an opinion on it?
Well, I didn't know if the chief ended up utilizing it for
Yeah.
the services they provide. I haven't heard anything from
I've never
Joey.
heard that, I
Is it-
can't say.
Yeah, I know, that was the
Heard
thought
anything.
moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't talked to Joy, so for now,
Well, we have to give a recommendation to the budget committee, so,
yeah, I'll make a motion to not approve it.
okay, I will second that motion with a discussion that the amount is $2,000 as voted on last year. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So we voted to not fund that at the 10,000 for the 2,000. Was that motion correct, or we screwed that motion up? I just realized it.
Did you want to still give them 2,000?
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna make a motion to give them $2,000
Right,
as voted on last year. Do I have a
Yeah.
second?
yes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
You can bump it on the floor.
Green Mountain Conservation, level funded at $2,400, same as last year. Make a motion to approve it.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
These will be going to the Budget Committee Tuesday night and Wednesday night of this week.
So just so we're clear, because I know I'm gonna hear about this, with the waste station, we approved 2,000
We approved
this
2,000.
year. Okay.
Same as
Yep.
last year. Again, a 400% increase. I know it's only I say it's only 8,000. It's 8,000 of taxpayer money. That's a gigantic increase. I can't support it.
Right, and there was nothing in the justification?
Not really,
Okay.
it didn't explain the need, it just explained this is what they do. What
Right.
they do is, and it's, part of the issue that I have with some of these outside agencies is they're not fixing the underlying problem, right? So they deal with homeless people, which is great, I have compassion for homeless people, but instead of trying to get these people from being homeless, they don't provide overnight shelter, they hand out free phones, they hand out gift cards, they hand out sleeping bags, tents,
Yep.
all the things that kind of will keep you in a homeless situation.
Okay.
So, yes, it may help the guy in the moment, but it doesn't fix the underlying problem. It just kind of enables the person to stay home. So, yes, I have sympathy for him, but at some point, the taxpayers have to be, we're responsible to the taxpayers, so. Anyway, do you have any more on that?
No.
Okay.
Thank you.
Gonna go on to red folder documents, there really isn't many, Brian, so I'll just go through, there's only two items. First one is from Chad Robarge, our assessor. This is relative to an educational exemption for the Institute for Classical Culture, map 133, lot 22. This is the charter school going into the old courthouse. He said, the Institute for Classical Culture are the new owners of the courthouse building and intend to run an educational facility in support of grades K through 8. The location was not in use or occupied on 4/1/24 for educational purposes. As such, I recommend denial of the educational exemption that was applied for. That's signed Chad Robarge. I agree, I mean, he's the assessor, right? We follow his guidance. So I make a motion to deny the exemption for the location I just read.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
What's the amount of the,
It doesn't have the amount. I would assume it would be for 100% of whatever the valuation is, because it would be an educational exemption. I don't know what they're assessed at. I have this is red folder, check voucher total, payroll ending 10/26/24. Total payroll 51,569.91. Accounts payable, total AP 24,515.25. Total amount expended $76,085.16. Make a motion to approve this.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's all I have for business. We miss anything, Matt, with any of the agencies or anything?
No, it looks good to me, I've gotta get this off to, with recommendations to the Budget Committee Secretary. That's it.
Okay. So we had an announcement on the agenda. So this pertains to the acquisition of additional conservation land within the town. We've had several non-publics about this. I want to give Matt Sawyer credit for, he did a lot of the negotiations between
Thank you.
the town, on behalf of the board, with our permission obviously, and the sellers of the property. This property is Loon Island on Levitt Bay. It's an island that has very important environmental, ecological impacts to the lake. The loons nest there. It's just, the current owner was gonna put boat docks. It became very contentious. There was multiple hearings. So I think this is a win-win for both the seller and the town of Ossipee. So I would also want to thank the Conservation Commission, because without their vote, we wouldn't have been able to do this, and the board. And most importantly, the Eisner Trust, who donated $2 million to us, I believe, to acquire conservation land. So what did we pay for?
$250.
$250,000 for the island. It's the only island on Levitt Bay. It's a beautiful place. I think it's gonna make people that live on the lake happy. It's gonna make, again, the owners happy, and it's another piece of,
Loons will be happy.
the loons will be happy, and all the other wildlife that inhabit it, so.
Yep.
So I think that's very, 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 very good news. Do you have anything to add on any of that?
No, it's a win-win for
Yeah.
the seller, the buyer.
Yep, exactly, so. Okay, so this was the deed. I don't need to read anything out of this.
No, just thought I'd put it in
Yeah.
front of you just in case.
That's good. That's all I got.
So, yeah, go ahead, Amy.
That was your important announcement.
It was very exciting too.
It was, wasn't
I
it?
really do like
But
that.
it was a serious, a
Very
lot
exciting.
of, yeah, a lot of emails, phone calls. It's a big to-do, so it'll be forever protected. You have anything?
Yeah, I have a couple dates, and I don't know if you want to vote to have a meeting with more than one board of selectmen, or you just want to have one member there as representative, but on November 19th at 11 a.m., New Hampshire DES has a whole new crew that is going to meet us at Camp David
Uh-huh,
to go over the new rules and regulations for our lagoons and our leach beds.
this is big, because this is gonna change the future trajectory of,
It doesn't look good by what they sent me, and they asked that we have a board member. I would suggest having Matt there as well to
Yeah.
go over it with them, because there's gonna be a lot of information. We might, if there's enough of us there, we might all catch it all to what we gotta do, what time frames we have to do them. It's on site, so to sit there and think you can write it all down is kinda hard, cause you're walking out through the woods and looking at it, but this is the whole thing that happened a few years ago where we had to put the bar rack together, filtration system for the lagoons, the land applying went away, all this stuff that New Hampshire DES has come up with for rules and regulations to pretty much, from what I've gathered from it, regulate out lagoons. If we don't have our lagoons, we don't have a sewer system, because that's where our revenue is, that's
Yeah.
what keeps us afloat.
not without exponentially higher sewer rates.
Exactly,
To
this
cover
is
it.
gonna really affect the patrons, and I think it's something that if you want to have a representative from the board go, but someone from the board should be there, they asked for that. So you also, I think from past times, you've voted to have a meeting and you guys can go together.
Yep,
I would suggest having the board there, but that's my,
yeah, I will go if I'm in town. I may not be in town that day, so if I'm not there, it will be up to the other two. We'll have to determine as it gets closer.
okay. The other date I have is I don't know if it's gonna be November 4th, 7th, or 8th. I'm really trying for November 7th. And hopefully we have a selectman meeting that day, cause that's Monday. And I'm trying to get it at that time, but they are going to do a celebration for the town of Ossipee, Homeland Security and FEMA, for the amount of money that we have got and how Ossepee's put together all the information. And pretty much she said it's a celebration to close out those first two
Oh,
storms.
nice,
So it'll be kinda,
cool.
we've never been through it,
Are we
so.
having pizza? What are we doing?
I don't know, I think it's more of they show up, they thank us, but it would be something
Yeah,
that the
that's
board might
great.
wanna be there for if I could do it during the meeting, so.
That's
The
great.
DES visit to the lagoons, is that the 19th?
The
of November?
19th, November 19th at 11 a.m.
11th, thank you.
And then just for the viewing public, a lot of people don't understand this, but the sewer system and water system have to be completely self-funded by their own revenues. It cannot be funded with general taxation. That is against the law. That's one of the things we changed, where now they're self-funded. So, if this does happen, this is gonna be a big hit to users on that system in the future.
So the other thing that I do wanna announce, and hopefully there's a lot of people watching, we probably should announce it when we're in public forum too, but New Hampshire DES come out, and it's also, yeah, you're gonna have to help me with it, it wasn't DES, it was the federal, what is it?
EPA.
EPA put out a thing that we have to have a complete, we have to know what's in the ground at everybody's service. Well, here in Ossipee, we own the system, or the board owns the system to the curb stop. From the curb stop in,
Right,
it's not up to the town of Ossipee.
Right.
Well, they wanna know what is in the ground. Well, our bylaws from before the town even owned it, was it had to be either copper or plastic. Well, when we change rates, or we change the bylaws in any way, the board signs it. That means that that document was created the day you sign it, so they're not accepting any of that. So we have bylaws back in '88, but they're not accepting them because we signed them when we changed rates. So everyone in the system is going to get a letter that says that it's possible lead contamination. We have to send them out, even though the only way you're gonna have lead with our system is that if you have lead in your faucets
yeah, like in your
or
house, right.
in your
Lead-
house,
lead
it's not gonna
solder.
be on our end.
Right,
They right now, we're sending in these forms, we're looking for tie cards to prove what's in the ground. We have proved a lot of them, but we had to send them out to everybody. They want us to spend $760,000 to dig up everybody's service to check it.
yeah, right,
So
That's not
we aren't
happening.
gonna do that because we think we have tie cards and we're looking through them because they're not accepting our bylaws. So we are all compliant now, and you have till 2037 to do it as well. But we are all compliant now, the letters have gone out with this billing. Once those go out, we have to send it out yearly. But people, it's pretty much to set in a panic, and it's not a panic, because it's required that you have copper or plastic when you put your service in.
right,
So that's always been done, but where the board signed it in 2020, that restarts it. So we have the bylaws that say it, but paperwork wise, they won't accept it.
that's an EPA thing.
Yes, it's EPA. So if we get all our type cards, we're fine, but for the next couple of years, probably people are gonna see those letters. But I wanna announce it's not a huge scare, cause our system doesn't have that.
No, right, all water's clean, but again, your house or your appliances could have lead.
And what we run our caustic soda at in our system anyway, the guy said even if it did have lead, that it
The
wouldn't
lead
be
won't
in it.
leak, the
Yeah.
lead won't leach out?
No. So,
Good.
and we're still doing our testing for lead at different locations every year. We have to do 12 locations, and it's just something that we have to comply with. It's new rules.
Good.
So,
Good. Anything else?
Nope.
You got anything? Brian?
No.
Okay, budget meeting Tuesday, 6:30, and Wednesday, 6:30, to review the outside agencies. We're anticipating a meeting next Monday. Watch for the agenda, it could change. I got nothing further. Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
217.
That's it. That was a quickie.
Yes.
Yeah, you want